weekend. Ira Epstein with your metal market wrap-up, and this wrap-up is for Friday, the 6th of September, 2024. Wow, what a time. So everything got hit today. What about silver? Down $1 an ounce almost. Intraday, it was down $1 an ounce. That's quite a bit. The copper having trouble getting through $4 again, as we thought it might, but it's down there under pressure. The gold market selling off with everything else. Okay. So today was the day that if you had a towel, you're throwing it in. The energy markets are crashing on you. The stock market's crashing. The dollar didn't go up very much, but all the metals got down pretty hard at this point. Bitcoin back down to $53,000, 53,695, got under 53. So that isn't doing people a world of good. Where they're buying bonds and notes. Okay, well, that's fairly important. So what's going on? Let's talk about that. But before I get to that, remember, Sunday is the end of this sale. So if you want the 3-month special, any of these different products that I have, you go to iraepstein.com, and we have the link up. Go on the top left, and you will see in bright green the 3-month sale. Give it a click. There'll be an icon up here. The pricing I have slashed. We've never done a 3-month sale. I think you'll find it well worth the time and effort. At least I hope you do. And I hope you like all the products we give you every day. 22 videos a month, special reports. I might even do one this week for the first time. And normally I charge for those reports to people that aren't subscribers. They'll get a couple of them during the year for free, and after that they pay for them. None of my subscribers do. On the full research, intraday updates, there's just so much that we offer. Okay, so let's talk about the event of the day. And the event of the day was the non-farm payroll. Monday, we don't have much in the way of important economic data. What you're going to get is a reaction to Friday's break in the market. So did the market get a number that should say 50 basis points, that the earth's caving in? I don't think so. You were expecting from 160 to 165 in reality. You got 142. There was a revision even worse in the month of July from the 114 number they finally got down to, and now they found as they're revising it, it's really in 80,000. So we've seen a pretty big jump. Now, they could revise that again, but now you've gotten out of the market Hurricane Beryl in July, and you've got the auto workers that were off the assembly lines as the retooling for the new cars is all happening now. That's in here. You didn't jump in the unemployment rate, it held good. Private and government payrolls up a little bit, and wages were still up. So is this the type of thing that the Fed has to say 50 basis points? I am of the camp on this report, no. That doesn't mean they won't. Do I think there'll be a rate cut? Absolutely. So whether it's 25 or 50, okay. But was this enough today to cause the monster break in the stock market? Well, let's take a look at the charts if we could. Here we go. You had a monster break. And by the way, you are looking at the 3 o'clock print. Remember, that's how they settle. All of these markets were lower than this. And when I did my subscriber video on the markets today, I showed that in the futures so that the people could see, oh my gosh, they went, yeah, you're right. We were down from here another 100 points almost. You were down from here another 20 points or so. So you came back up because that's where you were at 3, but the market sold off into the close. Did it do too much? It might have. Is the world ending? It is not. Is the market repricing stocks? Yes. Is the market saying the economy is slowing and that labor is slowing with it? Absolutely. Are we saying that all of a sudden there's mass firings and people don't have jobs? We are not saying that. So we are saying we overpriced the stock market. The economy's not as hot as it was. It's going to cool. And what else? The month of September is typically, historically, the worst month for the stock indices. We're at the 6th. It's certainly living up to its name. Then you'll say, well, what's going on here? Now I can explain this a little different. First of all, gold is not a base metal. I think silver is. I mean, I realize you're going to tell me it's a precious metal. It is not a precious metal. If Tiffany thinks it is, they will take something made out of silver that costs them X. Just think of how much it is in, an ounce here, and they'll add zeros to that. I know that that's what they do, okay, because of the craftsmanship. But in a gold piece, they'll add that, but gold really has the weight to it. And gold stands by itself for what it is. So as the gold market's coming down, it's coming down because there's anchors all around it falling, and you don't have a heavy inflation story. In fact, right now, what you have is the other side of that. Right now, what you have is an economy tipping, and that should be anti-inflation. We're looking at energy prices come down. That's not bullish on the gold market. You're probably looking at rent prices coming down. You're probably looking at your electricity prices. With this coming down, I'll bet they're coming down as well. So that part. But what's the government doing by cutting interest rates? They're going to spur on the economy. So sooner rather than later, gold will find its legs, and look at that story. Does it have to be today? It does not. That's the thing you have to remember. The dollar didn't soar today. So the dollar's question, to me, people weren't running to it as a safe haven. That's favorable gold. Another thing favorable gold is falling interest rates. You're not losing out because gold doesn't pay interest if interest rates keep falling down. How did gold finish? For the week, well, actually for the month so far, I want to say that. Let's do it. You're down so far $3. Okay. And that takes you down 0.12. On the weekly close, you didn't get an all-time high close. You finished off down 0.12 from the all-time high close. Okay. But does this look to you like a market in trouble? If it does, I don't know what to tell you. I see a market that wants to have support. The 2,400 level seems to be going up each week by about $10. Do you see that? $8 to $10. So when we reopen, I wouldn't be surprised that that number is going to be around 2410. Okay. When we look at the chart action, the chart pattern itself is interesting. We have higher lows, higher highs. Bullish, not bearish, bullish. Where's the support? 2,400.6. Where's the resistance? The upper Bollinger Band, as I say. So on pullbacks, I see that supportive, and you're overbought. You're not embedding, you're overbought. If you embed, that's one thing. Do I expect to see buyers on deep breaks? I do. The gold-silver ratio is in favor of the gold. The higher this number goes, the more ounces of silver you need to get an ounce of gold. Why is the silver market and copper market in trouble? So let me think. We're saying that China, it's a given, their economy is in a serious issue. Forget 5% growth. It'd be a phony number out of them. Every analyst I'm aware of that is redoing their numbers is coming in 4.5, 4.8. Still not bad, but we never know what reality is there. We don't know what unemployment really is there. You don't know a lot of things out of them. But we know they're not buying oil. We know they're not importing as much copper. We know that there's tariffs on products galore. We know they're almost weekly in a new tariff war with somebody in the Western world. And the people that they want to sell to are having their own problems, putting it very mildly. And copper and silver will hurt on that because they need the manufacturing engines to run. They need AI to go. They need electric cars to be taken over. And, people don't even give enough credit in the energy. Even though the U.S. isn't going crazy on electric cars, they're still selling out of probably 10 cars sold, maybe one of them's an electric car. Well, that's somebody not using gasoline. You take this over a period of time that we've been doing this, and it's suddenly a lot of gasoline you're not using. Plus, the big event, if you buy a car today, is a hybrid. That's what the sweet spot is for the manufacturers, too. Well, that's going to use a lot of silver and copper. But again, if the economy's turning down, you don't think your numbers are going up dramatically. You're trying to make the best out of something that's moderating. In the copper, you're back into the support. You never could even get to this number. You've kept the bearish embedded reading. This market can still go down. It can still go into the 380s. You need a story for copper to rally, and we're not getting it. We're getting the other stories of economies moderating, okay? What you have to look for is Europe's already in a series of cuts. They're going to have more of them. We're going to go. And at what point do we see the cuts are taking effect? It is not tomorrow, but it's not far away. It will start happening. All right. You've got a pattern here in platinum. You came up when it was doing it. I was saying to you, I think the bears are selling in there, and I think they'll be covering shorts now down here. In the dollar index, it's bearish to me. Lower rates coming, an economy that is slowing, and you're telling me that that's a reason to buy the dollar. And you might say, well, we're stronger than our other partners. We are, but it's where they're at. They've been cutting rates, and they're looking to see the impact of it. We haven't done it yet, so there's no impact to see. I think the dollar gets sold on rallies, and you had a bearish crossover where the 18-week average just got over the 100. So I'm looking at that from the bearish point of view. So is it an exciting time? It is. Is there something to do every day? There is not. Are there times when you get these events and you got to sit back and try to figure them out? Yep. If you're a chartist, do you need to figure them out? You still do. You want to know what's coming at you, but then you go back to your chart. So I would say by Tuesday, it's going to be all about charts. Now, I'm going to try to do some special reports between now and Tuesday or Wednesday of this week. They'll be on the website. I'm trying to find the time now to set up a live webinar. We'll have one of those soon. So I'm just looking at dates on my calendar now and moving everything around. I'll get it done and you'll hear about it here. In the meantime, there's something you can do. If you want to take advantage of this, IraEpstein.com, top left, you'll see the 3-month sale bar. It'll be gone sometime on Sunday. You can see up here an icon, grab it, and that's the way to take advantage. I'm Ira. You have yourself a great weekend. I'll catch up with everybody Monday morning. Take care.